Morning, Botai, Moadim Simcha. Please listen carefully to an important halacha that applies to the Lulav over Shabbat. The Agaon Khatam Sofer points out that there's a Mishnah, in Masechet Sukkah. The Mishnah writes that those who keep their Lulav in water, the halacha is that over Yom Tov, you're allowed to add water to whatever receptacle you're keeping the Lulav in. On Chol HaMoed, it's a mitzvah to switch the water. On Yom Tov, you can't switch the water because it's considered too much of a burden. But on Chol HaMoed, it's a mitzvah to switch the water. The only problem is, in general, there is no 24-hour period throughout Sukkot that the lulav does not come out of the water, because every day we take it out, we use it, and then we put it back into the water. There's one exception. There's one 24-hour period over Sukkot that the lulav doesn't come out of the water. What's that? Shabbat. Because on Shabbat, the lulav is muktzeh. You can't move it. So you have to leave it in the water. The only problem is, says the Khatam Sofer, there's something that's called kavush. Kavush means when something is steeped, soaked in water for 24 hours, it becomes quote unquote pickled. Pickling is like cooking, and kavush is kimvushal. If you cook the lulav, it becomes pasul. Therefore, says the Khatam Sofer, before any 24-hour period during Sukkot, but especially before Shabbat, make sure to pour out the water or to take the lulav out of the water so that the lulav does not stay in the water 24 hours over Shabbat, since you're not going to be able to take it out because it's muktzeh, and then the lulav will become pasul. So says Agaon Khatam Sofer. Many poskim, including his own son, Agaon Ketav Sofer, disagree with him. They say, what are you talking about? Look around. We don't find such a halacha in Shas. The only thing that we find in Shas that kavush makes pasul is the etrog, because the etrog is a food item. Foods can become pasul through cooking. The etrog is a food; it's a fruit. Lulav, hadas, arava, those aren't foods. Those are branches. Those are sticks. Those can't become pasul through kavush. Minchat Elazar, many poskim disagree with the Khatam Sofer, and they say the minhag is not like that. People leave their lulavim in the water throughout the entire Sukkot. Nevertheless, Agaon Khatam Sofer is in good company. The Ramban, the Bet Yosef quotes the Ramban, who holds the same thing, that the lulav can become pasul as a result of kavush. And therefore, the Halacha Ma'aseh, Maran Zechron Bracha in Chazon Ovadia writes that a person should be careful not to let the lulav stay in the water for 24 straight hours, especially on Shabbat Chol HaMoed or Shabbat Yom Tov of Sukkot. What happens if b'di'avad person didn't know this halacha? Either he kept it in a pot or in a bag that had water all of Shabbat. Is the lulav now pasul like the Ramban and the Khatam Sofer? Says Maran Zechron Bracha, no, still kasher b'di'avad. Why? Safek sveka. Rashi HaKadosh holds that kavush you can only do soaking in vinegar, not in water. That's the opinion of Rashi. Other poskim hold that kavush only happens not after 24 hours, but after 72 hours, 3 days. So therefore it's a safek sveka. Maybe the halacha is like Rashi, that kavush is only in water, not in vinegar. Maybe the halacha is like the other poskim. Maybe kavush is only in vinegar, not in water. Sorry. Maybe the halacha is like the other poskim, that kavush is not 24 hours, it's 72 hours, it's 3 days. And maybe anyways, the halacha is like many poskim, that kavush doesn't apply to lulav at all. So if a person left his lulav in the water over Shabbat, b'di'avad on Sunday morning, it'll still be kasher, but it's best to remove the lulav from water before Shabbat in order to avoid any sort of safek. That's the halacha with regards to lulav and Shabbat. Please make sure to take your lulavim home. Don't keep them here. They're muktzeh. People, leave them over here, and then you can't move it on Shabbat. It's like an even. It's muktzeh mechamad gufo. So please make sure to take it with you, put it away at home, and then bring it back bright and early on Sunday morning. Bezat Hashem, we'll have tefillah banitz on Sunday morning as well. Same time. Bezat Hashem, have a wonderful day, and Shabbat Shalom.